computer, and we are on. Hello, hello, hello to all my brothers and sisters in the Opulence Lifestyle family. We are here once again on our Forensic Lifestyle Thursday training, and I hope anywhere you are in the world that you are tuning in and not missing these lives. And I really, really, really want to wish each and every one of you an amazing finish of 2020. This is our last quarter to push. And I really invite all of you to adopt those mistakes, know them, so you do not take them over and over, and you allow yourself to not just recruit, but also maintain and then grow massive organization that will be there and keep on growing for decades. That is our true profession. Not just to create something that goes, to create something that our grandkids can actually enjoy building it themselves. So the 38 mistakes, we're going to go very quickly. Mistake number one is obviously one of the big ones. Stop self-attacking yourself. Do not have expectations that are crazy, and every time you don't get the results you want, stop attacking yourself. Very important. Second mistake, refuse to evolve. That is a bad mistake. So always make sure that you are ready to evolve. Make sure that if you do, like most of us, have some narcissistic and sociopathic characteristics, make sure that you balance them. Remember, we are all a part of everything. So it's just a matter of balancing ourselves. And if we are a little bit extreme on our narcissistic or sociopath characteristics, you really want to balance those in and do a checkup from the neck up, and you'll probably find it is connected to ego. Fourth mistake, too much strategy. Never a good thing in our business. Of course, this is just touching on them in order to get you to go and see the recordings of those mistakes with much more explanation. Fifth mistake, not using tools and the ramifications of that. Sixth mistake, the God syndrome, a big one. Mistake number 7, showing favoritism will always destroy long-term families, long-term building. Not good to show favoritism. Mistake number 8, time and focus management, or the lack of. Number 9, mastering your business and all of what it means. Watch the recording if you haven't seen these. Mistake number 10, lack of generational leadership, which basically means lack of duplication. Mistake 11, no inventory, no reporting, not really gauging your business as a business, running it more like a hobby. Mistake number 12, not having a promise list and everything that's connected to it. Mistake 13, not connecting to upline or the chain all the way to the manufacturer and to the company you represent. Mistake 14, prejudging everything. Bad one. Mistake 15, commitment or the lack of commitment. Mistake 16, the lack of professionalism. And of course, the recordings will provide all the details of how to make sure that you do keep your business professional. Mistake 17, and the last one we have studies, is putting restrictions on ourselves, on our organization. Okay, study these mistakes. Today, we are starting with a very powerful mistake. And it's funny, you know, I always say all of us, we live in a world of lies. So this is, in my opinion, the best weapon that all of us have, the truth. When we survive in a world of lies, the truth is...
I'm sorry, Ronen.
Yep.
There is someone asking you to talk a bit louder. Maybe the mic is far away from you.
Let me just check.
I can hear you good, but maybe it's not loud enough.
Let's see if this gets any better. 1 second. This is better now?
I think it is. Yes, it's louder.
Okay. Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you. We want to do this only once. So as I said, living in a world that is really sustained by lies, the truth is the strongest weapon. And the same goes in our industry. Tell the truth. is a challenging thing. Sometimes we choose not to tell the truth because we want to protect the people we love. Sometimes we don't want to tell the truth because we're embarrassed about something. Sometimes we don't want to tell the truth because we think it will scare someone away. I'm talking about prospects and any aspect of our life. But in reality, there is nothing stronger than the truth. It creates strong foundation. Remember, a lot of us are afraid to tell the truth on what it takes to win in multi-level market. We all somehow believe that we have to tell someone it's easy and they can very quickly make millions of dollars and that will make them come. But even if they have joined you and 2-3 months, they don't get all those lies that we promise, we have achieved absolutely nothing. So one of the best and most important things, and this is big time forensic networker, right? Tell people the truth of what it takes to win in MLM. Tell them by telling them story about the people you know. Simple. Tell them stories about Miriam Adam, LD3 Muhammad Jama, LD4 Ifra Hassan. You hear all the testimonies. You know what it takes. Tell people the truth of what it takes to win in multi-level market, because it takes more to win in other industries. Because you see, multi-level market is pretty much the last free enterprise opportunity for most human beings on this planet to achieve financial freedom. If you look at the numbers of all other industries, they're not looking that good. 92% of all small to medium businesses crash and burn in their first 3 years. 92%. And they work 60, 80-hour weeks. We work part-time, 20, 25 hours, and we achieve incomes that are 3-4 times the salary of people that work 60 hours a week. So tell the truth, because this industry is remarkable, but the truth will always lead to the right management of expectation. Be tough up front before they join you. Be tough up front to make it easier later. Because now they know what to expect. If they still chose to start a business with you, you won't get very disappointed partners and people that come in and go out because they were expecting things that were not real. Manage expectation to avoid disappointments. I always tell people 2 to 5 years of 20 to 25 hours weekly, doing 5 protocols daily will bring you to a 5-figure income in 12 to 18 months. But the real business, you want to take at least 2.5 to 5 years to establish a proper ongoing organization that will sustain you for generations. Tell them attending meetings is a must. Don't start if you don't want to come and attend meetings, webinars, trainings, prosperity tours for prospects. Even if you don't have prospects, be there to support your team. They will be there to support you when you have prospects. So tell people you need to attend meetings. You need 20 to 25 hours a week. You want to know the monthly qualification requirements. Make sure that our partners know that they are, first of all, customers. Make sure they know that we have a PV, personal volume qualification, of $150 Canadian monthly. If you're a lifestyle advisor, 75 for a promoter, 35 for a retailer. Explain to them what that is. Explain to them they're not just paying money for nothing. Explain to them it goes to a shopping credit account, or that they can buy product for that amount. Explain that so they won't have surprises. And most important, the 8 categories of involvement. Because this will keep away all the doubts, all the misconceptions they might have. The 8 categories of involvement will tell them exactly what they will earn, what does a business look like, and allow them to choose. So if they choose categories 1 to 5, they definitely do not have expectations for income, or at least ongoing passive income, right? But if they're in 6, 7, and 8, now they have expectation of income, and they also know what they need to do to get to those expectations. So if there's any tip that I can give to anyone on the call with us today, the truth will set us free. We all talk about financial freedom. There is a lot of other freedom. The truth will always set us free. Always, always, always. Make sure you don't fall into the mistake of not telling the truth. Big one. Mistake number 19. That's also very big one. And it takes time to actually understand it. Shame and fear. You see, what we believe inside is really what energy we project on the outside. Even if we try and put a mask and pretend about something, the people will always feel the energy of what I believe inside, even if I'm trying to lie or act in a different way. It's a funny thing that way. It's called spirit. It is more than the mind. It is inside you. You feel when someone is not being honest with you. So if we have a fear of multi-level market as an industry, if we believe that people will ridicule us and that people will think we are making a mistake and that we are dealing with some small little shonky business, if this is what we believe, it's going to be very challenging for us to inspire someone to join this industry. And why would we believe these things? Because we maybe started 2 weeks ago, we maybe called 5 of our family members, and I have my uncle, so trust me, I know how much challenges we can get when we approach some of our closest friends and family because they're uneducated and they don't know, and they get us to start doubting the industry. And the second that happens, boom, no one will join us because we believe, or we're afraid, or we're ashamed, and we don't understand that we're actually in the #1 industry in the world today. Which means you want to strengthen your tripod of belief. Tripod of belief, 3 legs, knowledge and belief in your industry. And maybe we should do a training on the history of this industry, which I love very, very much, starting all the way from 1945 with Rich DeVos, Jay Van Andel, when they started California Sunrise, and eventually it became Amway. Right, so we can learn about this industry, and this industry is an interesting industry that has literally freed people from what I call employment slavery. We're talking in the millions over the last 120 years. And we are just in the beginning, because this global pandemic came to prove to everybody that we are in the #1 opportunity in the world. Home-based business, being a channel between a manufacturer and an end user, getting paid without needing to spend money on warehousing, on every madness that normal business have, which we couldn't do if I'm stuck in Thailand, right? So know this industry, love it, educate yourself about it, and believe in it. And then you won't be afraid of the world of multi-level market. You see, candidates, prospects, they buy our confidence. They don't buy our method of distribution. Remember, multi-level market only says that it's a method of distribution of a product from a manufacturer to an end user. People don't buy how we move the product, right? They will buy your confidence at how great our products are and what has personally happened to you and the strength of our community. And right, they'll buy that. They will not buy the method of distribution. So don't try to waste your time convincing them that multi-level market is a better method of distribution than another method of different. It's not important. Okay, because people will only buy your confidence, and your confidence will raise with knowledge, practice, and proof. It starts from confidence that is based on the people we know above us that already succeeded, and then through our action, it becomes our confidence through proof. And then our people will use our confidence until they have their own confidence from proof. Promote product and opportunity, and not method of distribution. Where are we with time? Please help me, Julia. What is the time now? 10:22, if I'm not mistaken. So we're okay on time. Mistake number 20. Wow, that is a big one. Become a qualified upline and a qualified trainer. So obviously, when I read those mistakes, and you know we're learning those 38 mistakes together, so I'm really reading them, learning, teaching myself, and you're here listening. So I read everything like this is for me. The mistake number 20, become a qualified upline and a qualified trainer, which means refuse to become only a qualified upline, because the results in faulty team culture and wrong duplication. You see, a qualified upline has the basics of the product or the business, but a qualified trainer has more advanced training. They know their back office inside out. They are very in tune and combined with every new information that comes from corporate and their uplines. They know how to train, right? So remember this, if you for some reason have a limiting belief, and I don't believe that, but if you maybe believe that about yourself, that you cannot be a qualified trainer, look in your organization and make sure that you establish others to take this role, because an organization needs qualified trainers. So do not stand in the way of your people to become qualified trainer faster than you, if for some reason you are limiting yourself, for whatever reason that you cannot. Remember, no one can argue with you, because the man that says he can and the man that says he cannot, they are both right. I didn't mean male or female, I meant any human that says I can and anyone that says I cannot, both of them are right. So if you believe, instead of you figuring out that you can, while you're thinking that you cannot, establish others to take the role of a qualified trainer. That means if you are currently in a place that you are not wanting to do a presentation, go and find the best people in your team and connect them to the person above you that is a qualified trainer, so they can already start practicing on becoming a QT. And then you will reach your QT whenever you need to. I highly recommend every one of you, the first section, to refuse to become only a qualified upline. Okay, and remember to know the difference. Qualified upline knows the basics of products or the business, and a qualified trainer, more advanced training. He knows deep his business. Okay, and we all need to know our business. We are running it. We are the CEO of our own business. Okay, how you are will duplicate and sets the tone for the organization. So if you're a QT, most likely that will duplicate and sets the tone to the organization. If you're not a QT, find one so you don't have breakages and you still have someone close to you under you setting the tone for the organization. And always remember, a master in multi-level market is mastering the tools and system, not us needing to be a master at psychology or sales or strategy. No, we just need to master the tools and the system. And a qualified trainer masters the tools and the system. I promise you that if I bring to this call LD4 Ifra Hassan, I don't think there's anything in the back office I'll be able to ask her and she will not be able to tell me exactly what it is. And probably a very good piece of the front line of organization. How do I know? Because I see in the My Five groups all the short videos. This is how you add a customer. This is how you understand the MGRS. This, right? So the reason someone even does a video, a short one, you're already jumping from QU to QT. Every action you take, which is to teach yourself and to pass it on to others so they can become educated and become teachers, that's a QT action. Every action you take, which is only designed to answer the simplest questions without getting too complicated, that's a QU. The basics of the product and the basic of the business, but not in full details, okay? Master your industry by mastering the tools and your system. Mistake number 21, communication skills. This one I would like you all to adopt, and it's so important that I might actually stop our training after this mistake. We'll see. But I want this to get into here and in here, because that's one that I fell many times, and I find myself making the mistakes even till today inside parts of my organization. I remember a conversation I had 10 days ago, and I remember that I got off the call and I had this feeling, and I knew that that feeling comes because of criticizing, even from love, from wanting to show someone what they did wrong. Still, it is criticizing. And as you can see, if you don't make the mistake of not developing your communication skills, you will not understand the importance of don't criticize, recommend instead. What does it mean? To our company, instead of coming and saying, why you're not doing this and this good, it's better to come and recommend so the company can be better. Right? So criticizing would be more like, I really don't like the back office. Why doesn't it have this and this and this? Recommending would be a support seeker that say, I really love our back office. I would love to see an addition of this and this. I recommend it to be better. That's a recommendation. The same to our team members. I can easily come and say, Julia, why didn't you do this and this? Or you've done this completely wrong. Or I can focus on what I really want to recommend to Julia that will advance her. So instead of saying, you've done this and this and this wrong, recommending would be, well, Julia, this is really good action. You know, I personally would recommend for you to try this one also. It's a different type of approach to an individual. It's easier for us when people do not criticize us, but actually recommend ideas to us because we want to evolve. We just don't want to be put down or being told what we do wrong all the time. And let me tell you, this is a big one because it's challenging. I need to remind myself of this mistake daily, maybe 3 times a day sometimes. So please adopt it, take it in, understand the difference between criticizing and recommending, and really do it with your company, do it with your team, and do it with your upline. If I had a meeting with Rene Liao, my upline, and he didn't show up, I don't know, he fell asleep, I can come and say, hey, why didn't you show up to the meeting? Or I can say, hey, Rene, I understand life is busy. I recommend next time we'll keep our times to the meeting, right? It's almost an attitude, but it's also going to help you lift everyone around you. And I guess I'm putting so much time on it because I am falling in this one a lot. And I always ask all of my brothers and sisters around me, because of the last sentence I'm going to cover, I ask each and every one of you to remember we are all equal. And if any one of you ever had a conversation with me and I sounded, the intonation was in any way offensive or aggressive or in any way produced the opposite reaction of what I wanted, 1, I apologize. 2, please don't be afraid to tell me on the spot, because I do want to be aware of this. I want to to improve my communication skills. And most important, I want to remind myself all the time that just because I don't like something doesn't mean that I am right. I want to remind myself that every hour. I wish that all of you will choose to adopt that one for yourself, because this is a very, very powerful sentence. Very powerful sentence. Just because I don't like it does not mean it's right. I see that we have time for mistake number 22. We're kicking them in, so we'll push them. And now, mistake 22. Enthusiasm wins over facts. So many people come to me and say, Ronen, what's your magic trick? Ronen, what is your... Let me tell you, there's one magic trick. Enthusiasm wins over facts at any time. Factual information versus emotional information. Remember, we are emotional creatures. Even we think that we want to know the how, the content, right? Remember that this emotion is really energy in motion. So the second that you are enthusiastic and emotionally involved with what it is you're telling, you are literally creating energy and sending it to the person in front of you. And that energy is not energy of words or detail or data. This energy is something that is much stronger, because you can't stop it. It's not, you can't see it. Energy. So emotion is energy in motion. And remember that if you're excited about something, it will always pass through a lot more walls than if you know everything and say all the right things. Again, a big mistake of mine, this one. I am like a computer. I want to tell people everything. I can give them a 2-hour lecture and everything is accurate like a computer. And at the end, I look at them and they're like, I'm saying, what? And how do I find that? Because I know that every time I start something that I haven't been there long enough, even in our company, when I look at my videos in the first 3 months, before I knew all this information, all I had was excitement. If I didn't have excitement, I wouldn't have joined. So if it was enough for me to join without having all this data and information, and when I look at my early videos, they are full of excitement. That is why the recruitment number in the beginning of my business was massive. Then we make the mistake of starting to not focus correctly on keep on bringing first line, and we work a lot with our people, but the enthusiasm will always do a much better job than the details. And I'm a detailed person. So for me, this is a big, big mistake. Remember, inspiration comes from energy, not from data. Energy easily duplicated. It's easy to get excited. It's easy. You smile in a room of people will start smiling. They don't know. They'll say, why is he smiling? And you just go like this. Hey, what's with this guy? You know, why is he smiling? Why is he smiling? Look at you, she can't hold herself. It's just natural. You can't. Even if you're saying, what's this dumb person smiling about? You can't. You have to. If you guys are watching me now and you're not smiling, I don't know. Anyway, energy duplicates like fire in a field. Data does not. Data is good to strengthen, but energy is fun. Data is work in our mind. So when people feel energy, they say, wow, this is a fun business. Everyone's happy, everybody excited, da, 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 da. But if it's a lecture that goes do, data, information, from them, for us in our mind, it's, wow, it sounds like a lot of work. So remember that when you approach your prospects, energy attracts energy and it expands. Testimonials are great because they are exciting. Candidates don't remember facts and figures at the tour. They remember testimonials and the excitement and the shock in the eyes of the people that tell them, because 4 months ago they were in bed, cannot get out, sick. Now they're talking like they can walk on water. Excitement, not lies. The truth will set us free. And because we have the best products in the planet, we don't need to lie. Get excited, for sure. This is one of my favorite sayings, by the way, and this is where I'm going to finish and stop the recording and get some of the leaders if anybody wants to add anything or ask questions. But this is one of my favorites because it is true. Place yourself on fire with enthusiasm. Don't burn yourself really with fire. Place yourself on mental fire with enthusiasm. Be so excited that you feel fire coming out of you. And people will come from miles to watch you burn. Not in a bad way. They'll come to watch this never-ending fire that is not consuming you, but just expanding from you. And it is such a remarkable spectacle. I promise each and every one of you that is watching this now, every one of you, if you will light yourself on a fire of enthusiasm, you will be such a remarkable spectacle to watch that people will be attracted. They will come from everywhere to see what's happening to you. What has changed? Why are you on fire? When they see that fire, even if you don't know how to speak, you need to know only one word: opulence. Leave it for them to say, what's that? And then just give them a link to a webinar, connect them to your upline, use the tools and system. And that is where the business becomes fluid. No more we feel like we're walking in quicksand or in drying cement. No, it's fluid. There is nothing more fun in the world. Nothing more fun than our business. Multi-level market is the #1 industry on this planet. For anyone wise enough to not prejudge it, get information, get the excitement and enthusiastic of the people that succeed in it, and make a decision to follow them to success, and not to follow all the people that tell them you cannot do it, into failure. I will finish today by reminding each and every one of you, my brothers and sisters, there is no way to fail this business. There is only one option: to quit. You see, because as long as you keep taking one step after the other, you are moving towards your target. You're not in competition with anyone but yourself. And as long as you have to get from point A to point B, and as long as you don't stop walking, quitting, you always are a chance, a very high one, to achieve point B. Never mind how long, because as I said, it's better to achieve it than to quit and never have the chance of achieving it at all. If you want fuel and you want to achieve it faster, stop wasting your time on being knowledgeable on every little detail and start spending a lot of time on learning how to set yourself on a fire of enthusiasm, so everyone around you and from miles will come and see you burn. I have finished for today. I will stop the recording now, and I will, let me see, pause recording.